ever been on a commercially led bushwalk or a hike, mountaineering or abseiling, climbing, canyoning? Maybe you've wondered where those guides actually learnt how to do those things that they do. How to actually be a guide.
We're a group of surfboard guiding students and we've set up this camp.
So this is their big major project. They do it all together. So they do everything from catering to interpretive guiding to using the skill areas, bushwalking, climbing, and they also integrate search and rescue and the debrief and run the camp as well.
That grid reference was 495.
All risk assessments and all of our food lists and all of our gear lists and checklists and all of these, like there's so many parts that go into it.
We probably maybe spend 25% of our time in the classroom before we go out into the field.
The best things about this course is it's more hands-on. Here it's very much a holistic approach to doing it, and we get to demonstrate that we know our skills by actually running a program.
I don't think that we would have actually known how much goes into that until we did it.
The person who's got a Cert 4 will be a leader in the industry, so wherever they choose to work. So there's the outdoor education, where it's school camps generally in Australia. And then you have the guiding community, so sort of tourism almost. There are people coming up and wanting to go canyoning, do abseiling.
When I was in high school, I joined the Army Cadets, and every term we'd go out and do a camp. And that really got me into the outdoors.
We get everyone. We get the early school leaver, we get the person who's sick of their job, we get people who want to take their family out and are never going to leave their real job and do this. And I think men, women, all ages. I've had 16-year-olds and I've had 75-year-olds.
I went to uni for chemistry. Well, just like the outdoors is really like a getaway for me from the sort of drudgery of being in the lab and being in the office.
When I was a kid, I used to go to camp, and I thought the camp instructors were the coolest people I'd ever met. They were the most amazing people, and I was like, when I grow up, I'm going to be that. I might as well take a chance on my dream job rather than doing what everyone else tells me to do.
I think a good guide is somebody who is safe and who is enthusiastic about the environment and even more importantly enthusiastic about people.
People can do this course for all sorts of reasons. Young kids out of school not knowing what they want to do, they can grow up by doing this course. They can learn some real skills, again looking after themselves, taking responsibility, looking after others. But then for other people it might be about building confidence in terms of moving in a career change, finding something that they want to do.
I'm working in the industry already and I would like to have my Cert 4 as a lead guide rather than Cert 3 as an assistant role.
So I eventually want to work with probably kids and teenagers and just using those skills as like a way to facilitate some good learning and get kids outside.
Yeah, I was in the corporate world for 31 years. I was offered a voluntary redundancy, so I took the redundancy and then sort of had some time on my hands then to actually do more of what I enjoyed doing.
In outdoor leadership is about behaviour and getting systems in place to support you for work, looking after yourself first and then looking after other people.
We are known for our roping because we're based in the mountains. And so one of the things that we are popular for and people come to us for is the higher level roping. The people that teach that here are actually quite famous for what they do. So if you're a climber or a mountaineer, you might know these teachers.
Search and rescue camp, injury scenario with really difficult evacuation. For them, extending themselves and then working out systems to support that is kind of what this training's about. They're supported, you problem solve, they feel stretched, they overcome, they debrief. And so the search and rescue is a scaffold for the other basic learning skills of outdoor leadership. So this is a triage, so this is as bad as a first aid sort of emergency scenario gets. We've got more victims than you have responders.
They're setting up now for, I think, the last big scenario, and let me just say, it's carnage here at Deep Pass. There's a whole lot of fake blood being thrown around.
We're looking for responses that people are learning to bad situations. Because behaviour is something that you learn, it's in terms of actions.
And they're not just good skills to have as a guide, but just in general.
I just wanted to get out and be able to do more technical solo trips and maybe get some work in the guiding industry in the Blue Mountains.
It's very rewarding to take kids into the bush for the first time, and it's really good to see them learning and developing.
Just seeing that transition from the start to the end and how much more comfortable they are in that environment is what gives me my satisfaction.
Pretty much guaranteed you'll get a job if you do this course, if you pass and you want to. It doesn't guarantee you full-time work, it doesn't guarantee you a career, it doesn't give you a high income bracket, but it gives you work and it gets you started.
There's a lot of work in outdoor ed and there's never enough staff.
And this is the office, there's no walls.
The most amazing thing about this is just waking up to the birds and not to an alarm.
The person that does a really good job there is the person that actually wakes up in the morning and is excited about sharing what they know in this amazing environment. You know, I think really what draws people is that they want to empower themselves with skills so that they can either work in the industry or share.